Chris Coleman is with Taylor Twellman at the touchscreen.
Thank you, Kelly. Belgium's only lost once in their last 23 games, and yet there's been this conversation about the golden generation of Belgian players, and yet we are extremely fortunate to have this man. This is not his birthday from the other night, but Chris, this is one of your biggest moments in your coaching career, taking down Belgium in the semifinal of the European Championships in 2016. I want to look at what you did that night with your formation, because you did something a little interesting to throw Belgium off their game, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We knew how strong they were, and in every position they're an excellent team. But most games are won in the midfield area, and if you win that race, you've got a chance of dominating possession or dictating tempo. So we wanted to have the numerical advantage in the centre of midfield.
So you were trying to get Ramsey in this spot along with Bale to kind of have that box, correct?
Correct. So then we have the box midfield, two holding midfielders to screen our three centre-backs when we don't have it. But in possession, then we've got two number 10s against Belgium's three midfielders. So we have a 4v3 in the midfield area. We outnumber them by one, and that's where we dictated the tempo of the game to Belgium.
So now when you look at what Belgium did in that game to now what they are, I'd argue that game you had in that performance changed when Roberto Martinez took Belgium over, because now they're playing in a completely different formation with different players in there.
Yes, that's right. But when Roberto was coach of Wigan, this is a formation that he used towards the end of one season and to great effect. So the 3-4-3, this 3-4-3 is very offensive because these wide players are more attacking players. Sometimes when you go with more fullbacks in the wide areas, it becomes a 5. And the problem in this formation is if
these areas, isn't it?
These areas here.
Yep.
Sorry, can I do the?
Yeah, of course you can.
When the opposition have high and wide attackers, they stay high and wide, then these players get forced back into these areas, and the back three becomes a back 5. These have to sink down to defend. These have to come back deeper, and then that's when the striker gets isolated and becomes a 5-4-1, which is completely different.
Because Roberto Martinez in Belgium, they don't want Dries Mertens, they don't want Carrasco in these areas. They want him in these pockets of space, then supporting Lukaku going forward.
Because defending is not their strong point. Belgium's strong point to manipulate possession. Offensively, they're very exciting. So they want these wide players higher up the pitch. So it depends on what the opponents do with their wide players when they play up against this formation.
I got one before we throw it back to the desk. The night before the game, which one of these players was doing naked somersaults in your head before you went to bed?
This boy.
Really?
Yes.
So not Eden Hazard, who I think could be the biggest wild card in this tournament if he can all of a sudden find it very quickly.
He finds his fitness and finds, he's an excellent player, of course, huge goal threat. But this guy, there's more secrets with him. You know, he's a Bobby Dazzler. He's a big, strong boy. He's a goal scorer. This guy takes up great position, goes into dangerous areas, fantastic with the ball, incredible passer and a finisher. So this guy was the one that I lost sleep over.
You'll figure it out over the next 3 weeks. The world revolves.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.